and welcome everybody, guys. So let's have a look at Kaspa's recent price action, and of course on the top of that we are going to cover a couple of interesting charts that I've gathered for you, and I do hope that you are going to enjoy today. Ladies and gents, if you are new, please consider subscribing, and a quick disclaimer that this video is not financial advice. Now let's hop into the chart of Kaspa right away. So that is a 4-hourly time frame. So what is going on basically? From the standpoint of the last update that I recorded yesterday, we don't really have a lot of going on, to being honest with you guys. All right, we are trading in that boredom zone, as you guys can see in here. And now looking at 4-hourly time frame stochastic RSI, basically we are hitting the bottom. All right, so what does it mean? We are most likely going to attack this level of resistance again, and if we are going to break through, that is definitely going to be bullish, because we are basically trading in that zone of boredom for Kaspa now for a while. All right, so let me switch it to the daily time frame and let's see what is going on. So from the standpoint of the daily time frame, it looks like we are at the ceiling for stochastic RSI. So even if at the smaller time frame we are going to, well, let's say attack this resistance that sits at what, 17 cents, well, still we are kind of prone, according to stochastic RSI, towards the downside. All right, but long term things are actually looking good, because if I'm going to pull out this chart, by the way, make sure that you follow me on Twitter, well, actually X. Every single time Kaspa dipped to the bottom line of the rainbow on the weekly time frame, it was a great opportunity to buy the dip. On the top of that, stochastic RSI currently is about to experience a bullish cross, and this is something that I've created today, guys. So let's have a look. Basically every single time we are going towards the bottom of this rainbow chart for Kaspa, this is a great opportunity to scoop up some more Kaspa. All right, just like in here, we are trading in this zone for a while now, and that's obviously due to the fact that Bitcoin is in consolidation for such a long time. However, if we are going to look at stochastic RSI, guys, looks like we are about to experience that upward move. All right, let me actually come back to trading view and let's switch it to the weekly time frame and let's see what is going on, because what I have updated on Twitter basically was just a few hours ago. Right, I don't think that this is going to reflect, but as you guys can see, that is being printed at the moment. So could we go a little bit lower? Yes, we could, but I do believe that the next thing to come now is probably going to be a pump for Kaspa. All right, and now guys, if we are going to go to May 2024, because this is when these previous all-time highs were initiated basically, and if I'm going to pull out extension, Fibonacci extension, and draw it from the bottom of that, well, bottom of that wick basically to the top of that wick, which was basically our all-time high, and now lock it in here with the bottom of that wick, potentially the next high for Kaspa could be 22 cents, and then we are going to experience another pullback, right? And I'm not saying that this is 100%, because we finally could experience a huge pump. However, from the standpoint of technicals, roughly, of course, that is also going to coincide with this upward trend line, right? And then we could get rejected from this level and then probably grind up towards the upside, right? Unless we are going to experience some strong bullish catalyst that is going to push the price of Kaspa towards huge pumps like 30 cents, for example, because that also is coinciding with 1.618 zone. All right, so we do have to be patient, but I do believe that the best times probably are in here in terms of scooping up Kaspa, right? And if you are interested into scooping more Kaspa, make sure that you check out Bybit links in the description of this video. But anyways, let's now cover this chart, because I do believe that this is actually quite good data, right? So shout out to Crypto Bull God, and he's saying that Kaspa is like 2010-2013 Bitcoin. What if, right? So let's have a look at a Bitcoin fractal, right? So we had this 24 bars, 336-day very aggressive upward move for Bitcoin's price, right? Then we had this sideways price action with little, well, let's say pumps, but I wouldn't really consider it as a pump. Nevertheless, after that boredom of 574 days, we have experienced a huge pump towards the upside. So how does it going to look like for Kaspa if that is going to happen? Because that's very similar if you guys are going to look at these two fractals, right? Kaspa actually could break above $2, right? But that is basically showing the end of 2025, right? So this is very slow move. However, I do believe Kaspa is quite safe investment if you ask me. Not financial advice, of course. But anyways, looking at this chart, guys, shout out to Mr. Prof, and he's saying that life-changing money will be made in the next few months. All right, so he basically marked previous all-time highs on this particular chart, and that is 2-weekly chart, by the way. Before, when the price was consolidating and retesting this zone as a support, we had a huge pump towards the upside after that parabolic move, right? And this is exactly what is going on at the moment, right? So we had, you know, previous all-time highs, then obviously we had the fake out. However, at the moment we are just retesting these all-time highs, all right? So I don't think that this is very bearish price action, frankly quite opposite. So I do believe that patience is the key in here. And now guys, quick shout out to Mickey Bull Crypto, and this is total market cap that is excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum on a 4-weekly chart, and he's saying that altcoins are gearing up for expansion phase, and if we are going to look at that zone 1.236, we could expect altcoins at 1.45 trillion as a first leg up. All right, so that is big. I believe Bitcoin on a daily chart, many people are currently convinced that this is the end, while Bitcoin is currently forming a bull flag with a target of 102,000 USD. So guys, we do know that bullish flag is obviously a bullish pattern, right, that is basically brewing on BTC's chart for quite a while now, right? However, the target is 100k, and I do believe once we are going to break out of this, you know, gains are going to be huge for altcoins, of course, right? I'm not talking about Bitcoin here, but obviously Bitcoin is driving the market. Now, shout out to Mr. Max, and he's saying that Bitcoin printed a bullish divergence on a MACD, and a 2-daily chart just crossed bullish. All right, so guys, looking at the MACD, right, we do have this bullish divergence, and we have obviously turned green. So guys, another chart that looks bullish. And now quick shout out to Mr. Titan, and he's asking, Bitcoin bullish monthly candle? BTC is currently printing a monthly hammer candle, extremely bullish. Previous resistance has turned into support. So guys, this is something that I'm showing you on the channel every now and then, Mr. Titan's Ichimoku analysis charts, and this is basically update slash continuation of the previous charts that I was showing you, you know, 2-3 weeks ago, right? So basically everything looks bullish because at the moment we are above these two lines, right? So guys, everything is okay at the moment, right? Anyways, another chart, and this is a weekly chart for BTC. So now Bitcoin is in a final expansion wave 5, looking ready, 95k and then 143k price targets. Guys, that is going to be huge. And now guys, weekly chart for BTC. Bitcoin is currently on the day 133 after halving event. If we are going to take the previous runs as an example, we potentially could see a peak in April 2025. So guys, if we are going to look at halving, first halving in 2012, it took Bitcoin 343 days to actually peak, and in second halving it took Bitcoin 518 days. All right, the previous run was 350 days, and we are currently on the day 133 as of the time of recording this video, of course, right? So I've drawn a line in here of 350 days, which is basically going to put us in roughly April 2025, guys. All right, is Bitcoin sideways price action bearish? Before each move, BTC has typically consolidated within a range. In the past, these consolidations have lasted anywhere from 8 to 30 weeks. Right now we are 25 weeks into the current consolidation phase. While it's impossible to say how long this will last, one thing is clear: we are still in a bull run, and I am going to agree with this guy 100%, because you know, this is where actually bull run started, right? That proper reversal towards the upside, and we had this wick towards the downside, which was basically fake out, just like in here, right? And that lasted for what? The first one 9 weeks, then we had 8 weeks, then it's been going on for 30 weeks, all right? So this is the longest consolidation, and then we had 9 weeks, all right? And then we basically entered into this one, which is 25 weeks. So definitely this sideways price action is the longest, but longer consolidation also means stronger pumps in the future, right? Also guys, Plan B released this new chart, which is Bitcoin Relative Strength Index, #RSI, right? So guys, if we are going to look at previous runs for BTC, all right, we are still nowhere near in comparison to these red orange-ish type of colors, right? We are still in dark red and we have pulled back, all right? So that parabolic run, just like in here, right, as you guys can see, we had, is yet to come. In this run, for example, right, we had basically the first pump, then the pullback, and then boom, right, another pump. Just like in here, the first pump, pullback, and then boom. And now exactly the same is brewing. The first pump, let's say, right, and then the pullback, and this is where we are at the moment, right? So what we are waiting for is this. And now guys, quick shout out to Trade Ethereum Grade, and this is Wyckoff reaccumulation schematic. So this is very important, right? Pay attention now, because that basically determines of how much money you make in this market, all right? Anyways, Bitcoin has entered phase D of Wyckoff accumulation pattern. Soon, Bitcoin will give us a last point of support, LPS, and sign of strength, SOS. Once it leaves the accumulation stage, BTC could reach over 100k in markup stage. Guys, so yes, we might trade a little bit sideways, right? Because as you guys can see, we had this test, right? Then we have LPS, right? And then the pullback, a little bit of pullback, of course. And then we are going to reach that SOS, in which we are going to most likely trade sideways for a while. But guys, if you are going to look at this whole thing, this basically is taking 25 weeks now, right? This is scheduled to shake retail out and give up on crypto, and of course sell with loss. So big whales, hashtag lizard people as well, can accumulate and basically drive the market towards the upside, so people can buy again and sell with loss and be constantly manipulated, right? So understanding these technicals, I believe, is definitely helpful thing. Ladies and gents, thank you very much. I wish you have a great day. Peace and love, crypto.